Hello. I have been thinking about this leaf for days. I have an idea of what I want it to look like, and I'm just trying to decide how to execute it. So today might be a day where I stitch and then I rip it out and then I start again. We'll see. We'll see how this goes, if it will do what I want it to. So we are gonna do this leaf. I didn't quite finish this from yesterday. I did get my berries on and I got this side done and I started this side, but just not quite caught up, but that's okay. So today we're gonna use 3045 for this leaf. We're also gonna do some details on it with the 938. So grab both of those and let's get started. Oh, I just ordered protein drinks from Clean Simple Eats and they're getting delivered right now. I'm very excited. I think the only thing I talk about more on these lives than embroidery itself is food. So hope you're all here for the food content. I really like food. All right. Right here is where we're gonna start. So let me kind of show you what we're doing. Do I have my marker? I do not. Hold on, let me grab, oh yes I do. I have a marker right here. What am I doing? So I originally drew with a pen, but I'm just gonna use my marker now because it's not gonna matter. Okay, so what we're gonna do is kind of break this into 3 sections. We're gonna do like this section, and then this middle section, and then this bottom section. I think we might need more light. Okay. So we're gonna kind of work like that. We're gonna do similar to a fishbone, but not quite. And I've been trying to decide between 4 strands and 6 strands, but this is 6, so let's go with 6. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is, with the fishbone, we were crossing over the center line, but this time we're gonna stop at the middle line. So this one is gonna go on this line, this one is gonna go on this line, and then this one is gonna go on that line. All right, let's get started. So I've got my knot with my 6 strands, and let's get going. So I'm gonna start at the bottom, or the left side, or whatever. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to this middle line, and every stitch we do, we're gonna go to the middle line. So I'm gonna do the points first, and then decide where we need to go from there. So I'm just gonna put this down. I like to lay it down and kind of see, like I don't want it at that kind of an angle. I still want it to be kind of down. So I kind of get an idea of where that would naturally fall. And I'm stitching right into that center line. And I'm gonna do this point. And do the same thing and say I want it right there. And one more. And down to the center line. All right, and then let's do the other side, and then we can decide where we want to put in our other stitches. Let's see how full this makes it. Now, if you want this to be a little bit more delicate and not fill up so quickly, use 3 or 4 strands instead of 6, because mine's gonna fill up really fast with these. Like I'll be able to do like 1 stitch between them. So I'm using the same holes as I did the first time so that they line up really nicely. Then we don't have like gaps. If you have gaps, it's okay. We're gonna stitch over this with some of our detail lines. So, all right, so this is where we're at. I'm gonna do one more because this is where our 2 areas connect. I'm not gonna go quite down here because we still have this one to stitch next to it. I'm gonna go down right here so that when I do the middle section, I can do like a stitch here to the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna go in and kind of just start filling it in. So the bottom edges of the leaf are rounded. So I'm gonna come kind of up at an angle underneath that stitch and just kind of round that out. And then we'll put in one here. And down to the center. And then we're gonna do one here a little further up. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna kind of go under it. And then instead of going to the center line, because that will put a lot of thread right there in the middle, I'm just gonna come and put it down like right here. So I'm gonna slide my needle right here and kind of put it down between the 2. So it'll still be kind of hidden, but we can fill that space without making that center of our leaf too full. So you see, I kind of pushed this one on top of it to kind of cover it up. So I'm gonna come up here and do the same thing and then see where else it needs to be filled in. That one kind of needs to go into the middle. I like that side. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And then I'm gonna come do one on this side. And go down on that center line. And one more. Right there. I think this would actually probably be easier with fewer strands. Okay, so there's one little section. Let's do the same. Over here, I'm gonna do the points first. Let's see. I'm trying to decide where I want to put it down. If I want it like at this angle or if I want to go all the way down to the bottom. Kind of cover up this area. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, let's do that. So if I lay it like this, then they are parallel. If I kind of go up a little bit, they're not quite parallel. So if I go up a little bit like this, I'll have more room to put in a couple stitches here, where if I go more parallel, I don't have as much room to put in stitches. So you kind of have to make a decision. I think I want them more parallel. No. This is me thinking through things. I think I'm gonna do it more at an angle. I can't decide. I can't decide. All right, doing parallel, okay. Because then up at the top, I can do those parallel as well. And these two are a little bit further apart. So if this one's parallel, then it has a little bit more space. And then this one, I'm just gonna do straight down. So I'm just gonna go just right above this one. So I'm not gonna use the same hole, I'm just gonna go right above it. And then these two will share that hole right there. Yeah, because then these ones can share. Now, if I do this one the same and go all the way down to the bottom here, that's gonna cover up a little bit of this one. So instead of finishing this center one, I'm gonna come down and do the right side so I can kind of do what I did with the left side. And do these points first and fill it in and then decide what I wanna do with the middle stitches. So we're gonna go to that center line. And then one here. And one more. I don't know if this is a point out here, but I want it to be, so I'm putting it there. And then that will go into the bottom. Okay. And then we'll come over here and do this one. This is me thinking while I stitch. I can't chat and think stitches at the same time. I just want to be able to keep like that jagged edge. All right, one more, just right here. All right. And then we'll come up and finish this. I think I'm gonna do the same thing though and go down to the bottom middle. Yeah, that's where I want that. Okay. Then we have to decide where to put some more stitches. So let's start here. This side first, down to the middle. And then I'm gonna do one down here lower. And into the middle. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We'll do one a little bit lower. Not sure if we'll be able to fit one up a little bit higher, but we will look at it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do one above it. So my other plan, if this was looking funky, which it is a little bit, let's be honest, would be just to satin stitch this. and just do straight stitches all the way to the bottom. But I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different, so I think I'm gonna keep this. I like that it's a little bit textured and kind of fun. One more. I'm just gonna put it on this side. It needs another stitch over here. So kind of step back and look at it, and if you feel like you need another stitch, I'm gonna put this one so it goes down under this stitch so it keeps that shape that I'm liking, but kind of fills it in a little bit more. Let's do this little stem, and then we'll step back and look at it. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so then we're gonna go over the top of it with some dark lines. So I'm not sure that it needs anything else because that'll kind of clean up this space a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do one more little stitch. Okay. I like that. All right, I'm gonna leave this and get out my 938. Let me tie this off real quick. All right, I'm just gonna do 2 strands of 938. So I already have 3 strands from when we were doing yesterday. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull one of these out. And then I've got 2. And then on the other leaf, I can just put this in my needle, fold it in half, and then I've got 2 strands again. Let me just get a knot real quick. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just fill in this line. Now, you can do it as a back stitch, you could do it as a fly stitch or a fern stitch. You could just do some straight lines. You could just do this all the way down like this. I'm gonna do a fern stitch, so then I can kind of decide where I want these to go, because I kind of want them at each of the peaks. So I'm gonna go down into this same hole, and then I'm gonna come up over here. And now when you're going up, when you're stitching on top, one thing is you don't want to come up between these stitches. So let me show you. Let me see if I even can. So if you come up in between them, then you'll split them and you'll have like this little gap. So whenever you're doing work on top, I would recommend splitting it like this, because then you won't end up with like gaps in your stitches. See, like that, come up between them, or come up like splitting that stitch. And try to use the same holes, like if it makes sense. So like where I'm working on this center line, it makes sense for me to use the same holes as I did when I was stitching the lighter brown, because then it makes it look a little bit more seamless. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm not gonna go quite down to the bottom. I'm gonna come over here. Same thing, I'm gonna come down right here. And then kind of a fern stitch, kind of a back stitch, kind of just some random straight stitches. Today is just a little bit of random stitching. All right, so there's our center. So let's come back over here and do here. And then you can decide how many little veins you want to do on this one. I think I'm just gonna do a couple. And one over here. And then I'll just come back up right here where these two ended. And go to the bottom. That texture is so fun with these dark lines in there. Okay. Trying to decide if I want one here. Yeah, I do. We're gonna do one little one right here. Just down right there. Okay, that's it. That's a cute leaf. What do you guys think? I like that it looks totally different with just the light brown than if you add the dark. Like it completely changes the look of it. So whatever way you think you like better, do that. Okay, I'm gonna let you do the second one on your own. I have nothing else going on this afternoon until I pick up my kids. So I'm gonna sit here and finish the other side of my hoop and do my sunflowers and the other leaf and see how it goes. So you guys let me know if you have questions. I will be back tomorrow. I think I'm gonna put a poll in the stories so we can decide if we want to do lettering tomorrow or if we want to do like the little accents. I can't decide if we want to do accents tomorrow or do them Friday to finish off the look. So I will put up a poll. Let me know what you want to do, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.